Good evening everyone and welcome to Football Park Stadium for Nine's live coverage of the 1991 Foundation Cup between South Adelaide and Norwood. Laurie, the more experienced of the two umpires, has the football. The game is about to commence. The 1991 Foundation Cup Grand Final. Norwood versus South Adelaide. John Hall versus Darryl Heath. The ball touches the terra firma as Hall wins the tap.
To put Michael Aish in a good position.
Payne missed one from a similar position on the run. Aish has a set shot and he did not even make the distance, and the mark has been paid. Lachlan Bowman, and no one even contested for that. Now Bowman will play on, opens the face of goal and bangs through the Redlegs first.
Loose ball, Bickley comes back and it looked like Dillon had got the kick in. High ball over the top of Woodlands. Good tackle on him. Smart gets the crumbs. He pushes it in high. Steckle and Sheldrick do battle. Steckle!
Yes, well, what a magnificent mark there under tough opposition.
A chance to get the Panthers within 1 point. And he comes, shouldn't miss from there. His first, and the Panthers 6 points. Mello read it better than anybody. He'll get around Badhams. He'll line up the goals. He'll send it in. It'll hit the front of the square. Lachlan Bowman, there he's got it!
Well, what a magnificent... At the mark. Very good mark.
Through, beautiful tackle on him. That was by Cameron. Now Smart again. Binder over his head. Halfpenny there. Bickley will be right with him. No, he absolutely creams him. And that's a free kick. It might have been out in the full otherwise, but too high on that occasion.
Yes, it certainly was. And you can see here, picking up straight through him.
The Redlegs 2 goals 2-14, trailing South Adelaide 2 goals 5-17 after the first term. Leading goal kickers for Norwood, Bowman has 2. For the Panthers, Steckle and Cameron have 1 apiece.
Thank you, Kim. The start of the second quarter. Fantastic night here at Football Park as the umpire bounces the ball. That's umpire Laurie Argent. Goes towards the half-forward flank, and a good mark taken by Smart. Plays on quickly outside the 50, up towards full forward. Steckle in front. Sheldrick. Steckle over the top. I think he's got a great goal. Steckle.
South Adelaide's third goal, and very quickly in this second quarter.
Very quick hands. That was slick work out towards Dewhurst. He puts in the pass up towards centre half forward. Steckle takes it. He's dispossessed. Sheldrick throws him to the ground. Badhams off the ground. Oh yes, there's the mark and there's the goal to Brockhurst.
Pick it up because there are Norwood players all around. Jumped over the top of the pack. Beautiful kick down there, and look at Brockhurst. Good thinking, really, because he
was near criminal. Mark Bickley should have had a free kick. That's kick number 6 to Kapler. He puts it back in the direction it came from, and there's a strong mark taken by Woodlands. Craig Woodlands, too far out to score, but he brings the ball back into play quickly. Oh, the umpire was in the way, and Tanner has a word. Troy took the mark, but Richard Williams, Rick, in the way, and that was unfortunate. But, well, he certainly would have had to earned it if the umpire wasn't there, but he's kicked the goal, and this looks pretty dangerous for Norwood.
Got the tap away, but it's South Adelaide working hard. Bones to Badhams. Badhams towards centre half forward. Thrown out by Brockhurst to Bickley. It's an opportunity for Cameron if the ball will sit for him. He shouldn't miss from here. I think he's kicked it. Has he? No. Wait on the goal umpire. It's home. A goal to the Panthers.
Out into the space, and there he is. Cameron running in and making sure that he finished.
Campbell out to Glenn Malloy. Eventually they find some space. It goes back to Tanner. Tanner puts it out. Ross is underneath, and in fact that's Lachlan Bowman.
Got a lot of forwards where this fellow, kicking 2 goals up to now, has been their only scorer.
He's taken 3 marks. This will be kick number 6. He'll kick from just inside 50. It's not a strong breeze here at Football Park. It's not a bad kick off the boot, and he has snuck it through.
And they're making opportunities up forward for South Adelaide.
Troy to Cameron. Cameron towards the centre of the ground. A chance now for Woodlands. He's going to be a good player for the Panthers this year. Craig Woodlands kicks long into the square. It goes back there. Good mark to Steckle.
Having a lot of trouble with the big fella's name. Steckle from Kangaroo Island.
And his third kick. He's kicked 2 goals. Has he kicked 3? One on the goal umpire. 3 kicks, 3 goals.
Let's see if the Redlegs can set something up as James puts the ball up high. Lachlan Bowman sets himself. So too Marty Dillon, who takes the mark.
That's Churcher, I believe. He doesn't look too good, Whitford, but a great mark.
Neil Craig, of course, has gone for Muster.
Dillon handballs away. A chance now for Bickley. Has a bounce. Good shepherding by Dewhurst. Bickley at centre wing with a long handball finds Nailey. South Adelaide using the ball superbly. Look at that. Straight to Woodlands. Woodlands players running wild. South Adelaide players. half-forward flank. Beckley's covered a tremendous amount of territory. Steckel, great stuff, South Adelaide. That was superb work, Jumbo.
Well, you can't do any better than that, Ken. Coming from the back lines right down the outer side wing, and a beautiful placement by Beckley.
Chance to kick his fourth. Not an easy shot, this one. The goal umpire hasn't moved. Goal number 4 to David Steckel.
He's a magnificent player when he's in a bit of form.
And at the long break, it's all South Adelaide at quarter time. South Adelaide in front by 3 points, 2-5 to 2-2. But at half time, a great second quarter by the Panthers, 8-7 to Norwood, 3-3.
Looking at the goal kickers, Lachlan Bowman has kicked 3 for Norwood, and for South Adelaide, Steckel 4, Cameron 2, Brockhurst and Troy 1 apiece.
Who Kim
Mentioned. And onto the ground, it appears, is Michael Thompson for Norwood, into the ruck. He is wearing Guernsey number 30, a most promising junior player, and he wins the first tap down towards McIntosh. He tried to check side that ball back, but it goes straight towards Matthew Battams. So the smaller running brigade for South Adelaide have been far superior this evening as Battams puts the ball forward. The fist away from behind came from Baum, read beautifully off hands by Woodlands. He steadies, goes towards goal. That is a magnificent start to the Panthers.
Well, you've got to have a little bit of luck in football, and it seems to be going South Adelaide's way tonight.
finally it comes out to Halfpenny. Halfpenny towards centre wing. Dillon. Tremendous game in the first half, Dillon.
Look a bit ordinary, Ken, when you're chasing the jumper, and that's what's happening with Norwood at the moment as Binder puts the ball up towards centre half forward. Oh, there he is again. Randall Bone. He is very impressive, Rick.
Thompson, this kid's got some promise too. Onto the left boot, towards half forward he goes. On a strong mark in defence, has been taken on that occasion by Drummond, I think it is.
They certainly have got the towering strength down there, and this fellow, we've mentioned a couple of times, coming from Hawthorn in his second year, and he really looks the good McIntosh that Norwood need. Get hold of the football, burst through the pack, and get it into that forward line.
Kick in. Jonathan Ross, who was taken from the ground in the second quarter. The Payne, the Thomas. Now can he drill this one? Keith Thomas, it's coming back. That one time. Good goal to Norwood.
Well, I suppose you're going to have to say it's about time, because if Norwood are going to get up in this game, that's the type of play that Norwood are going to have to play.
The Redlegs hanging in there just 4-6. South Adelaide 9-8. We're in the grand final of the Foundation Cup. Thomas again, or pushed in the back, and that's what the free kick is for. Play on advantage, steadying is Zealand, and that is 2 quick goals, and the game is alive again.
Centering out aside, he'll put the Panthers into attack. Into the pocket he goes. Brockhurst, beautifully put, and a strong mark. Very good footing we're seeing here on Nine's Wide World of Sports, live at headquarters. Andrew Brockhurst. Presley back from Fitzroy. Towards full forward it goes. Barn behind. Peter puts Bone in the back, over the top. Wallen's into an open goal, and that's the breather for the Panthers.
It's on the game in this third term. He's had 8 possessions, and Murdoch's had 5, so they've been good. Oh, Ace should have held it. Taken by Tanner. Michael Ace having a very quiet night. This will be the second goal for Zealand, and he's kicked it. Pike lets him go. Play on the call. McIntosh in there, stops in the nick of the time. I tell you, he plays to the crowd a bit, Macca, I reckon. Taken by Battams. Tried to get it back to Woodlands. Close to the boundary line. Still has the football. Good hand pass to Steckel. Very quick kick. And also it may be a brilliant kick. Oh, he kicked it. He kicked 4.
Well, making 5 goals, and you wouldn't see a better goal anywhere than that. Beautiful work there by Woodlands.
At three-quarter time in the grand final of the Foundation Cup. Quarter time we see South in front 2-5 to 2-2. Half time South Adelaide well in front 8-7 to 3-3. And at three-quarter time it's still the Panthers 11-11, Norwood 6-6.
Yes, and the goal scorers there. Steckel 5, Cameron 2, Woodlands 2, and for the Redlegs, Bowman 3, and Zealand on for only that quarter, kicking 2.
They now trail by 35 points, and, well, they're like the boy pushing the cart. They have the job ahead of them at the moment. Umpire Laurie Argent puts ball to ground. He's officiating with umpire Richard Williams. The tap was won by Michael Thompson for Norwood, but it's the Panthers once more who take it out of centre. And that's a classic grab by Cameron. His best game since coming to South Adelaide. Kicking from about 60 metres out. It's a nice-looking kick. Puts it up high. Big leap from behind. Brockhurst, well, he took it uncontested. Warhurst looks behind and says, where was the support? He's kicked 1 goal. That was in the second term. And you can make that 2.
Well, the start of this...
For Troy, he's going to be a very good player for the Panthers this year. He's played superbly tonight. Towards half forward, Halfpenny used the body, pushed Cameron under the ball, but Cameron, good presence there. Oh, that's beautiful movement by South Adelaide. Don't tell me he's going to kick a goal, Woodland. Super stuff by the Panthers.
Well, it's raining goals here at Footy Park, and Woodlands, does he ever have it?
He throws it out the way of Bennett. Bennett centres the football. A chance back here for Norwood through Warhurst. Oh, stolen by Woodlands. Woodlands back to Winton. This is home. Jeff Winton into an open goal, and the Bulls kick one.
Way. He's made position, there's no question about that, and if you've got to be a goal scorer, you've got to make position. But then in that particular instance, Winton in the right spot.
Towards Bennett, back to Badhams. They're playing with North Adelaide at the moment, the Panthers. Towards, to Norwood, should I say, over towards half forward, and the mark has been taken by Winton.
Well, back in the centre of the ground, I think you'll find that Troy's just had a bit of a shoulder injury, and I think the other player...
It was victorious over Gary McIntosh in their centre duel. Onto the ground is Darryl Hewitt as Bickley lines up the goals. It is an accurate kick, and South Adelaide have booted their 15th goal.
Well, let's hope that Darren Troy...
It's taken by Heath. He in turn gave it to Zimmerman, back to Heath. They're sharing the football at the moment as Badhams goes into the pocket, looking out there for Winton. Taken on the first bounce, pirouettes beautifully, gives a handball off. That was super stuff by Winton. Steckel puts it up into the square, going back as the ball crashes the pack to Woodlands. Well, I tell you what, when you're hot, you're hot. 4 goals to Woodlands.
All over the place, and the joy there of number 16, Woodlands. He has had an absolute picnic tonight.
Towards half forward, thumped away by Smart, good defensive work, then runs away with the footy. Back towards centre it goes, getting under his Woodlands. He's had the ball feeding him on a string tonight, Craig Woodlands, the former Glenelg player. Into the forward area he goes, and that's poor defensive work by Norwood. 10 kicks to Bickley. He's kicked 1 goal. This is goal number 2. Straight over the top of the goal umpire's head. It's home, South Adelaide's 17th goal.
It was.
He loves playing in defence, that's for sure. 4-3 Woodlands has kicked tonight. Not a bad performance. And there's the siren. And it's the Panthers by 62 points in the grand final of the Foundation Cup.
Well, they've performed brilliantly tonight. In your screen, number 16, Mark Nailey's come back from Carlton, performed brilliantly tonight. And Michael Bennett, the captain of the side, he'd be a very, very happy man.
Well, what a performance, John. You must be absolutely delighted with that 4-quarter effort by your boys.
Yeah, good team effort for the whole game, Graham, and yeah, very pleased. And the boys have worked hard early, so we've got some rewards. But tomorrow morning, mate, we start a new campaign.
So on again next week. John, I've got to ask you, when did you relax? When did you think you had it won?
I thought about the 8-minute mark of the last quarter, we had it pretty well under control.
You start to smile?
Yeah, I did a bit. Yeah, it was good. Good team. I was really pleased. Young Randall Bone was a really good performance, and so all round it was good.
John, marvellous performance, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Well, it certainly was a magnificent performance, and there you see the scoreboard at quarter time. South Adelaide led 2-5 to 2-2. A bigger lead at half time. The Panthers 8-7 to 3-3. They won the game virtually in the third quarter, 11-11 to the Legs 6-6, and the final scoreline. Look at that. In the grand final of the Foundation Cup, 17 goals, 122, Norwood 9-6-60.
And the all-important goal kickers for the Redlegs, Bowman kicked 4, Zealand and Ross 2 apiece. And for South Adelaide, Steckel kicked 5, Woodlands 4, Cameron, Bickley, Brockhurst all kicked 2 goals.
Well, we certainly hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the Foundation Cup, in particular, of course, the grand final tonight between Norwood and South Adelaide. There you see a very happy group of South Adelaide players, and have deserved their win tonight, being clearly the better side. But Norwood certainly not disgraced. They've had a very, very good year in the Foundation Cup, and they can look forward to a very promising 1991 under their coach, or new coach, Neil Craig, who's done a top job with Norwood so far as the Foundation Cup is concerned. The prize money, South Adelaide $17,000 tonight, and Norwood taking home $10,000.